Hello there, how you doing? It's Phil Thatch, and just a couple of days ago I got my notification that my Topaz DeNoise AI subscription had run out. And do you think there was any concern on my part about whether or not I was going to resubscribe? Do you think I said, you think I should buy it again this year? Absolutely none. Because let me tell you, I have used Topaz DeNoise AI on every single photograph that I've put into a YouTube video, that I've shared on Facebook, any picture that I've made with a real camera and edited and actually used in any way, form, or fashion, I've run through Topaz DeNoise AI. It's a fantastic program, and when I first got it, I did a video about it, but I didn't know my way around it very much, and now I've been using it for a year. So let's take another look at Topaz DeNoise AI. Here I am in Lightroom over here, and I have a photograph that I made at Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom on the Maharaja Jungle Trek. This is a couple of birds, and look, it's 25,600 ISO. Now this particular shot is not cropped that much, and the more you crop a picture, the more noise there is in a picture, because the noise that's in there gets larger and becomes more noticeable when you crop a photo. But this one's not cropped that much, but still, at 25,600 ISO, there is a lot of noise. So what we do here is we go to Photo and edit in Topaz DeNoise AI. And when we do that, up here, it's generating a 16-bit TIFF file. It opens up Topaz DeNoise. And with this newer version, I've learned that one of the things that you should do, I normally go completely automatic, but on a high noise file like this, it will pick severe noise, and I don't think it needs it. Standard works best. So go with standard, and then we'll get a preview. Everything on this side of this gray line is what the file will look like when Topaz gets done, and everything on this side is what the original file looks like. So as you can see, let's look at that leaf or this background or anywhere. All that noise is magically going away. And now let's look at the feather detail on the bird, and especially the eye. Really important to me is the way the eye looks on anything. That's the area where people are drawn to, whether it's wildlife photos or a photo of an insect or a person. You look at the eye. So let's see how that looks. Boom. Still plenty of feather detail, and the eye actually gets a little sharper and a little more detail in the eye itself and this area around the eye, which I think, especially in bird photography, is really important. So now that we've looked at what it's going to do, let's hit apply. And I'm using a Mac Mini with an M1 chip. Inexpensive computer, but look how fast it processed that file. Okay, so now we are in Lightroom, and this one with the TIFF extension is the one that has been through Topaz, and as you can see, virtually no noise here and still a nice sharp subject. And we'll compare that to the original, which has a fairly sharp subject and a ton of noise. Here is the original, and here is the one that's been through Topaz. Just an amazing difference. Let's try another one. If you watched our video, you would know that we like to call this the woo-woo bird. This is another bird on the Maharaja Jungle Trek. This is a 5,000 ISO file with lots of noise. And let's take it into Topaz DeNoise AI. We'll create our TIFF file and load it up. And this one, it picked standard, which if it didn't, I would switch it. And you can see, look at the sharpness here around the eye and on its neck. You can see a pretty good difference. Yeah, that's pretty noticeable. And if you look at the noise over here, lots and lots of noise, you can see that it goes away pretty nicely. And feather detail over here is another thing that you can look at, and it looks much more detailed and less noisy after Topaz does its thing. So we'll click apply and see how quick the little M1 Mac Mini can process this file. And when it gets done, we'll go back into Lightroom, and there we have it. Let's see, let's look at the This is the original version, noisy, pretty sharp. And this is the Topaz version, not noisy, and even sharper. So that's why I like to call this program perfect sharpening with noise reduction. All right, now here is another example. This was taken on the Gorilla Falls Expedition Trail, and this photo is 12,800 ISO. It's only 1/40th of a second. There's a tiny bit of motion blur in this. There's just lots of problems with this picture. Also, look, it is cropped a ton, way cropped. And so there's just all sorts of problems, but I really like the way this photo looked. So I said, well, why don't I just take this and run it through Topaz DeNoise AI. And let's see what's going to happen to this photo with lots of imperfections. Once we go into Topaz, we're going to tell it standard. Standard is enough. What happens with severe noise is it'll make your subject look muddy. So go with standard. And here is our noisy background. Goodbye noise. And now let's look at the bird. Pretty sharp, but could definitely use a good bit of sharpening. Wham! Look at the difference in that eye between not sharpened through a denoise program, not a sharpening program, and sharpened. And you can see lots and lots of noise gets eliminated. So we'll apply and let the little Mac Mini do its thing and go back into Lightroom. Okay, so here we are back in Lightroom. This is the original non-topazed version. You see lots of noise and not quite as sharp as we would like. And now let's look at the Topaz version, and there it is, noticeably sharper and almost no noise. There's the original, and there is the sharpened version. I like to just look at the eye. Just look at the eye. There's the original, and there is the Topaz version. Okay, I've got one more I want to show you. This is a photograph that I made while I was doing beach volleyball. And I've had people say, gosh, Phil, why are you running a denoise program on a photo that's only 100 ISO? Well, let me show you. It's because Topaz DeNoise AI has what I call perfect sharpening. So let's just take a look. This, you know what, we'll look at it up close when we go into Topaz. Just put this 100 ISO photo into Topaz. And look where it says Chattanooga on her jersey. It's sharp, but now look at it after Topaz has gotten a hold of it. It is absolutely perfect. And even this tattoo right here, it's sharp. Now it's extra sharp. It's just, I mean, look at her hand. It's sharp, and now it's just perfect. So this is why I run Topaz DeNoise AI, even on photos that are only 100 ISO. They just come out looking better. Even though they don't need any noise reduction, they just look better. So here is the original, a little muddy, sharp. You know, you would call this photo sharp if you hadn't seen this version of it. It's just amazing how sharp it is. So I don't work for Topaz. I'm not being paid by Topaz. Topaz hasn't given me anything. I just really, really like this program, and I wanted to share it, how much I like it, with you. So I think you can download a demonstrator and use it for free for a little while. And if you like it, I think you should get it. But that's just me. You make up your own mind. But I am thrilled with it. I am absolutely thrilled with this program. I think it's like $99 is what I would have paid when I bought the original, but I found a coupon code and got it for $85 or something like that. And then when they asked me to renew it, it was only $39. I couldn't believe how cheap it was to renew. I figured it'd be $99 again. So anyway, I like Topaz. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe, hit the bell. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.